All right, what is going on, guys? UFC Noche, Lopes versus Silva has just ended, and this is going to be my main card post-fight reactions. I did not watch the prelims. They were trash. All I know is allegedly Cedric Dumas cannot feel his right nut. That's all I know. That's all I know that happened on the early prelims. Starting off with the first card that opened up the main event, we have Santiago Luna versus Quang Bang Lee. Luna gets it done via first round KO, TKO. I thought Lee was going to be able to get it done. I thought he was going to be the veteran. I thought he was going to have the experience over Luna. And for just a little bit, it kind of seemed like that. Early in this fight, Lee was winning. I think Luna might have stunned him a little bit at the beginning of the fight. And then Lee was starting to take over. And then I kind of thought Lee has a clear power advantage here. He was kind of pushing forward, moving forward. Luna was able to clip him, hurt him, drop him, then finish him off with ground and pound to get the first round TKO. Decent win for Santiago Luna. Lee might be cut from the UFC. I believe he's now 1-3 in the UFC. So maybe he'll get one more chance. Maybe he won't. I don't know. Bantamweight's pretty stacked, so I don't see a future for Quang Lee, unfortunately. Moving up the card. If you hear anything in the background, it's dogs walking around. We have Alexander Hernandez, who changed his name for this fight. I don't know if it's permanent or if it's just for the Noche card. I don't know. Versus Diego Fajeda. In this fight, if I remember correctly, I think I went with Alexander Hernandez to get it done via decision. And I kind of was regretting that pick as the fight was playing out. I don't care, thingy. As the fight was playing out, Diego was doing good. I gave Diego the first round. He landed the better shots, consistently going to the body over and over and over again of Alexander Hernandez. I did pretty bad on this. Pretty bad. I'm looking at my picks. I went 6-14. Ooh, that's bad. Anyway. So, did I get Hernandez right? I think I picked him via decision. Yeah, I did. So I didn't get it completely right. But going into the second round, I'm like, okay, Hernandez is starting to pick it up a little bit, starting to do a little bit better. Towards the tail end-ish, we have like 1:30 left of that second round. He clips him, drops him, hurts him, finishes him off with ground and pound. Come on. I guess you guys get to see my dog. Finish him off with ground and pound to get the second round TKO. What are you doing? What are you doing? That my little dogs like to lay behind me. But yeah, solid win for Alexander Hernandez. Calls out Michael Chandler afterwards. Solid call out. And honestly, at this point, I think Hernandez has the second longest active win streak in the lightweight division. Give him Michael Chandler. They're both like very similar builds. Both power punchers. Both, I think Chandler, I would give Chandler the wrestling advantage. Okay, you're not going to do this. Come here. You can sit right here. Boop, right there. I would definitely give Chandler the wrestling advantage in that fight. But I think Hernandez has a chance because Chandler's kind of at the tail end of his career. Sat out for all that time waiting for Conor McGregor. Which, who knows? Maybe he'll get it on the White House card. Who knows? Moving up the card. We have Kelvin Gastelum versus Dustin Stoltzfus. Kelvin Gastelum gets it done after he misses a lot of weight. There's no way this is right. 13-27. Misses 5 pounds of weight. Couldn't even make middleweight. He's 1 inch taller than I am. I'm 5'8". He's 5'9". I could, he weighed in 9 more pounds than me when he did the official weigh-in. It's like, really, dude? You can't make 185? Anyway. Kelvin Gastelum's kind of like on a downward trajectory in his career. Having a super competitive fight. He clearly won, in my opinion. Clearly won 29-28. But having a super competitive fight with Dustin Stoltzfus, I think Stoltzfus has 2, maybe 3 wins in the UFC. I'm pretty sure he only has 2 wins in the UFC. Abus Magomedov finished him in the first round. Knocked him out with a front kick, if I remember correctly. So I'm glad Gastelum won, I guess. Will the UFC keep him around? I don't know. they could cut him for missing weight so much. He's got to be one of the fighters that's missed weight the most in the UFC. And apparently the commentary said, you stop it. The commentary said that he still wants to fight at welterweight. Man, if you can't even make 185, how are you going to make welterweight? My dog is growling at my other dog. Be nice, Moxie. You be nice, good girl. Anyway, good fight. Moving up the card. Got this one wrong. We have Rafa Garcia versus Jared Gordon. Again, this was like one of those back and forth fights where I thought Garcia won the first round. Gordon won the second round. And as the second round was progressing, the momentum seemed like it was starting to go in the favor of Jared Gordon. He was starting to land the better shots. He was hurting Garcia in that second round on several occasions. I can't remember if it was the second or third round where Garcia landed the elbow. It might have been the second round, but it didn't do enough to take away that round from Gordon. So I had a 1-1 going into the third round. And then in that third round, I thought, okay, Gordon's got the momentum on his side. He's going to continue that going into the third round. He usually is always fresh, always looks good, always has good cardio in fights. He looked a little bit faded in that third round, and Garcia looked fresher. Something is making a weird noise in there. Garcia looked fresh in that third round. He came out in that third round, looked like he wanted to get the finish, and went out there and got the finish over Jared Gordon. Very solid win from Rafa Garcia. Even though Gordon is in his late 30s at the tail end of his career, still a very solid win. Decent performance from Garcia. Was able to, go through some adversity, come back, get the win, even though they were 1-1. Still, at the end of that second round, I thought Gordon was going to have it in the bag, 29-20. I thought he was going to come out in that third round, put the pressure, put the pace, like I thought Rob Font was going to do in the co-main event, but he didn't. And neither did Jared Gordon, and he got finished in the third round. Moving up the card, co-main event. That sucks. We have Rob Font versus David Martinez. What I thought Rob Font was going to do to David Martinez essentially, in a way, did it. I didn't think Font was going to go out there with all those kicks and whatnot. Martinez had a very kick-heavy game, doing a lot of side kicks to Rob Font, keeping him back. It was essentially using it as a jab to the stomach. Font couldn't find his jab, couldn't move forward. He was moving forward, but he wasn't able to find his jab. It's like the pressure and pace that I thought Rob Font was going to be able to put on David Martinez is essentially what Martinez did to Font. And there was moments in the fight where Font was trying to grapple, and every time he would try to grapple, he had no success. So I have no clue why he was trying to grapple, probably because he was losing on the feet. I had a 29-28 for Martinez with the first and third round, giving the second round to Rob Font. That was probably the best round he had. Landed the better shots in that second round. I can't remember if it was first or third round. Font did land a good shot on David Martinez that stunned him, but wasn't enough. He didn't. Okay, once he stunned him, he didn't continue to move forward and try to get that finish there. Going in the third round, I wasn't super confident that Font had won the second. I thought he might need a finish. At least that's what I posted online. But great win from David Martinez. I don't know. Bantamweight's like the most stacked division. I think Font's probably done. I don't see him. I think he's going to have his fall off, kind of like Neil Magny did. And I see him probably, by the end of 2026, maybe even this year, early next year, he'll probably be out of the rankings. Sad to say. I remember when Rob Font was a top 5 bantamweight. Yeah, sad to say. Moving on. Main event. I got this wrong as well. I wanted to pick Lopez so bad, but I didn't. We have Diego Lopes versus Jean Silva. Diego Lopes gets it done. Second round TKO. I think I officially picked third or fourth round TKO for Jean Silva. First round. Great round for Lopez. Gets stung a couple times with, I think it was like 1 or 2 kicks. And then Silva kind of puts himself out of place. Lopez is able to get him down, get him in full mount, do some vicious ground and pound, some good elbows. Eventually, towards the end of the round, Silva is able to get up from the mounted position, get back to the feet, where he probably got the better of the shots, but because of the control time, the damage that Lopez did in that first round, it was a clear 10-9 for Diego Lopes. And when he was able to get Silva down both times, Silva did get up in the second round, but I thought if Lopez was able to get Silva down, that he wasn't going to be able to get back up very easily. Maybe as the fight went on, he would have been able to get up easier. But I wasn't sure if he was going to be able to get there with the wrestling or not. Every time he got Silva down, it was Silva makes a mistake and Lopez capitalizes on it. He's very good at that. But second round was looking like it was a Jean Silva round. He was winning the second round. Lopez just couldn't find his rhythm, couldn't find his strikes. And then, towards the end of that second round, Silva's really clipping Lopez and stunning him and having him wobbling around everywhere. He wasn't like super rocked, but he was stinging him really bad, landing several shots, walking him down, marching him down. And I thought the writing was on the wall and he was going to get the finish. He was going for some flashy techniques, spinning techniques, Silva was. Then, like the last 30 seconds, Silva has Lopez up against the cage. Lopez goes for a spinning back elbow, drops, I might have said Silva. Lopez spinning back elbow, drops Silva, finishes him off with ground and pound. It was a solid stoppage. Jean Silva bitched afterwards about the stoppage. It was a great stoppage. I think it was a perfect stoppage. He was taking a lot of damage. He was rocked. He was wobbled. He was hurt badly. And then Jean Silva has the audacity to punch Diego Lopez like a little bitch because he's mad because he lost. And I get it. You're upset you lost. He just beat your ass. You don't have to be a bitch about it. Like, really? You were talking all that shit beforehand, and then you're going to be a sore sport after you lose. So, fuck Jean Silva. I didn't like him. I just picked him because I thought he was going to win. I really did. I don't like him at all. I never did. Fuck him. But yeah, solid win. You leaving? Solid win for Diego Lopez. I think, if Volk, no matter who they give Volk next, I think it's probably going to be Lerone Murphy. If Volk gets past Lerone Murphy, I think he probably should retire. Honestly, I really do think he should retire because he's at that age. He's got the belt back in this hypothetical situation. He will have defended it again. I think he needs to be done. And then, especially if he loses, he probably needs to retire. But, that being said, you might do Diego Lopez versus Movsar 2. Because Movsar, he pulled out of the fight with Pico. If he would have won that fight, he probably would have been fighting for the belt next. But he didn't. He pulled out. So, he's probably going to need one more fight. And as I was saying before I was interrupted by my dogs, Movsar's probably going to need one more win. He already has a win over Lopez. And for Lopez, if he can get the win back over Movsar, that would even catapult him further towards a title shot, where if Lerone Murphy loses and Volk wants to keep fighting, keep defending the belt, there wouldn't be really anybody else at that time. In that hypothetical situation, it would be the winner of Lopez versus Movsar 2 would be next in line for the belt. I mean, honestly, regardless, they would be next in line for the belt. If Murphy beats Volk, Volk retires, the winner of that fight would be next in line for a title shot. Overall, enjoyed the main card. Didn't care for the prelims. Didn't watch them. What did you guys think of UFC Noche for 2025? What did you think of the main event? Who do you think Diego Lopez should fight next? Let me know down below. Make sure to drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.